All right, guys, let's do this. Welcome back from the weekend. Hope everybody had a wonderful and amazing weekend. I did myself, but guess what? We are back in the spas. We're back on the grind. It's time to get focused, and welcome to May. Can we believe this? I can't myself. It's already almost halfway through the entire year of 2016. I feel like we just celebrated the new year. But here we go. Here we have another opportunity that lies ahead of ourselves. Now we're starting the slower part of the year. We're approaching that with the month of May. So it's important that each of us remember that in order for us to succeed and stay ahead of the game, we must plan ahead. So if we're planning on hitting these roadblocks, it's important that before we can plan anything, we all have the right attitudes in place. And it starts from the top, folks. So if you guys are the franchisee or if you guys are the spa director in the stores, then it's up to you. It's on your shoulders to be sure that your entire team has the positive outlook, has the attitude, and is willing to put in the efforts if they want to make money in their role, right? So with that being said, just keep in mind that before you do anything today, before you start any of your task list items, it's important to do it with a positive attitude, and what better platform to get that from than what the origin of this call even started from, and that is to get motivated right now. So welcome back, and let's get started. One small positive thought in the morning can definitely change your entire day. If you need some motivation, I love finding these quotes online. You can definitely do so yourself anytime if it's something to just get the motivation going midway through the week or the month for your staff. I always love to look at motivational quotes and images and memes on Google. Those are the best if you Google the images. One I found that I really loved is some people they just keep complaining about their lives but do absolutely nothing to change their situation. We all are guilty of this, even in our personal lives, right? But I think that if we take a look at that and then we take a look at ourselves in our personal situations and in our professional situations in the stores, if we have a problem that we know needs to be fixed and we know that there are certain outcomes from specific actions and consequences that happen from specific actions or lack of actions, it's time that we stop being lazy. So the first thing that you need to do, and you probably should write it down because it's going to help you in drilling this into your head to bring back to your team. If you know that there are corners being cut in every scenario in that spa, whether it be a marketing task or a sales task, or something that might just be going the extra mile to provide a customer experience, or something specific for a member. You know somebody's birthday coming up and you're noticing you have a consultant that's not doing everything in their power to possibly make that the best birthday that that member has ever had going into a Planet Beach, then that's being lazy. That's going the extra mile. That's guaranteeing retention, which snowballs into recurring revenue for as long as possible. And it might not seem like a lot losing one member, but when they all suddenly start going away for the summer and they try to quit us, we have no leg to stand on because we didn't do anything in our power. We didn't go above and beyond. We were just too lazy and thought that other things were more important, but we were actually worried about the wrong things. So if you're ready to be awesome, I'm ready for you guys to be awesome. Then don't be lazy. Go the extra mile. And if you are complaining about something, if there's a problem about something, fix it and do it with a positive attitude. For those of you who didn't see it yet, the social media post for the Monday Motivation, when I posted to the group this morning, there was, I forgot to put it in the original group, but you could get it from, I didn't put it in the original post, but you can grab it from the Spa Performance newsletter. Or you can go in the Facebook group and grab it. Both of the images are in there, and be sure to post it to all your social media platforms today along with your tasks. Just providing a quick update for you guys, the top 20 company leaders in the Red Appointment contest for the cruise, winning the cruise at convention. Pulled this as of October 1 from this morning, and here are your top 20. We have Mississippi 3, LA 75, which is Gulfport, Mississippi, Covington, Louisiana. We have Uptown, Louisiana in there at number 3, Bearden, Tennessee 4, Old Metairie at 5, Hastings, Minnesota at 6, Luling at 7, Luling, Louisiana, Turkey Creek, Tennessee at 8, Briar Creek at 9th place in North Carolina. 10th place is Clinton, Utah. 11th place is Manhattan, Kansas. Then we have 12th place, which is our Polaris Parkway, our very first LA Fitness out in Columbus, Ohio. And then as you see on your screen, it goes from there: Los Angeles, California, Banner Center, Washington, Pinecrest, Florida, Palm Valley, Arizona, Cinco Ranch, Texas, Centerville, Utah, Harbor Village, Florida, and Elmwood, Louisiana. Those are your top 20 that's leading the company and not only making reds, but getting a good closing percentage and having a high show rate. So they're confirming them. They are not just confirming them, but if they are confirming but they're still missing them, they're making sure to call them and reschedule to have them come back in. And they're closing more memberships. So all this is averaged out on that. Congratulations to you guys. We are going to be providing these updates every Monday on every Monday Motivation Call leading up to convention, since the winners will be picked there. But I just wanted to provide that for you this week so you can see exactly who stands to be in the race for winning that cruise. Speaking of convention, I'm not sure if any of you are actually a part of the Facebook group, if there are any of you who are not, but please be sure to go request access into that. If you have new team members, be sure that you request their access into the group and make sure that they put that they work at Planet Beach in their About section. We have about 12 people sitting in there pending, and there are a lot of restrictions these days on Facebook. So when I'm sending messages to these people asking which location that they work for, they're probably not seeing it if they have their messages on a restriction that they don't see when people aren't their friends that message them. So I'm not getting a lot of responses to those who are just sitting there pending. If you know you have a staff member that falls in that number, by the way, it's super important that you let them know, hey, go back and check your messages and respond to Danielle or Megan or anybody in Spa Performance if they ask where you work, because that usually means that there is no response and there's nothing on their page that supports that they work at a Planet Beach. And you know that's proprietary information on our Planet Beach Facebook group. So it's important that you guys make sure you stay on top of that with your team. But I did post this last Friday afternoon. It is the convention discount. Obviously, we all know that every year for convention, anytime that you shop for new equipment or get products or anything like that, we always have a specific convention discount for you. So the great news is we are allowing you to take advantage of this discount that we're going to be offering at convention as of last week, actually. As of last week, we actually launched this. You can receive $500 off every Hotbox unit that you purchase. The only stipulation is that you must be registered for convention first. So in order to get the convention discount, you have to be registered or have somebody registered from your store, and then you can let your Spa Performance consultant know if you want to move forward to take advantage of that specific discount. And just FYI, in case you're wanting to know what that means, how much it costs, and so on and so forth, the regular price of our Hotbox Detox units are $76.95. And if you do the optional $1,200 installation, that provides you with a labor warranty and somebody out here to come do a white glove install and go through a quick brief manual on almost like a little owner's training on how to work the actual service, plus the cost of shipping. You're looking at usually about 10 grand, hit or miss, depending on where we're shipping the units to. However, with the $500 off, the unit for specifically just the unit is $71.95. So that's just so that you can get a little image idea in your head. Spa directors or people sitting in for your spa directors and franchisee, take a screenshot of your computer. That way, if you want to send a text message over to your franchisee and just let them know about this, you can definitely do so now. All right, so now for the exciting stuff, right? We talked about the announcements, we talked about our top 20 reds, and we talked a little bit about the convention discount on the Hotbox units. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to contact us at spaperformance@planetbeach.com, and we'll be able to answer any questions you might have. But let's move into what we're supposed to be doing. We talked about not being lazy, you guys. So we have a more enhanced marketing calendar for you that I just updated as of like 20 minutes ago, seriously. When you go into Orion, you will notice in the advertising and marketing portion of your Orion documents, when you go into the 2016 campaigns and then double click on May campaigns, you can find this marketing calendar. You can also grab it from the newsletter, and maybe you can grab it from the Facebook group. I believe it's posted in there. But this is what our tasks are this week. Let's take a look and see what holidays we have coming up. First of all, we have your Monday Motivation and your Webinar Wednesdays plugged in here for you to be able to follow this and remember to stay on top of this and attend these specific and very critical trainings and updates and calls, right? But we have specific campaigning that is targeted for not just Mother's Day, like we've been talking about it, but also for Cinco de Mayo. Now, I know that many of you probably don't see that as a huge opportunity, but we're going to talk a little bit about how we're going to take advantage of Cinco de Mayo as well. But these need to be our main two areas of focus, and you should write that down. Whether it's a Post-it, whether it's something that you're behind your computer, whether you're typing up your notes. I'm a more of you ink it, you think it kind of gal, so please, please, please put only focus on this when it comes to the growth aspect of your spa. So this week's we're gonna be focused on creating our email template today. Tomorrow we're supposed to be sending out an email at 10:30 a.m. To everybody, right? So don't wait last minute or don't start the project until 10 or 10:30 tomorrow, because that's our highest click and open rate is around that time on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Remember, we want to jump in on that window. So let's be prepared today to put that together. Get that together, get that assembled, make sure you create and plug in that Google form you see listed here on Sunday where it says create a Google form for reserving Mother's Day 3 for 30 sessions, the mix and match sessions. We want to be sure that we create that Google form and we plug it into those email blasts, you guys, because that's a call to action. That's giving the consumer a place to go and tell you, hey, here's my name, here's my number, call me, I want to give you my money. So that's important that you plug that into your email blast going out tomorrow. You're also going to contact your B2Bs about hosting a promotion in their businesses so you can allocate some names and numbers and email addresses. Guys, what better places in B2Bs to set up or execute than Mexican restaurants or bars or anything like that? Who's having events this Thursday in your areas that's celebrating Cinco de Mayo, block parties? If you have anything like that even nearby in your area, it doesn't have to be within the 3-mile radius. If you're like out there on your own, and there's a restaurant that's very popular, everybody goes to, maybe a bar and grill, something like that, that might be 6, 7, 8 miles away, still do it, you guys, because if it's a huge bash, if it's a big block party, there's going to be a ton of people there that you can get names and numbers from, not only just in celebration of Cinco de Mayo, but to get names and numbers and maybe possibly even sell those $30 gift certificates for 3 sessions for Mother's Day. People might be out there, and guess what? If they're drinking especially, and you start hitting them up saying, I bet you didn't get a Mother's Day present yet, I guarantee, I know I would. Catch me when I'm having a margarita, and I'm going to be like, oh man, I'm going to get for my godmother. I'm going to get for all of my friends who have pets, their mommies too, right? So I'm going to get for them, I'm going to get for my mom, and so on and so forth, because I'm in a lot better of a mood whenever I'm drinking, right? So that needs to be your thought process behind that. So that's what you're going to do tomorrow, as well as posting the Cinco de Mayo artwork to all your social media platforms for this Thursday. You're going to do that tomorrow. And I'm going to show you guys the artwork for that if you haven't seen it yet. This Wednesday, you're going to text blast your members to reserve their specific 3 for $30. You want to do a text blast campaign to everybody, entire database, right? And use easytexting.com if you don't have a specific vendor or haven't really researched this yet. That's one I always recommend, but you can always Google somebody else if you find another place or platform or company that gives better work or is better prices. You're going to get your staff to post about it as well, but always offer an incentive because you can't make them do anything to their personal pages. And then, of course, Cinco de Mayo, we're having a specific campaign where everybody that comes in, regardless of if it's a member or customer, I like to say tie it into lead generation. So it might be a good idea to whoever you're booking red appointments for that specific day when you're driving in guest traffic on Thursday specifically, tell them that that's their free gift. Just for showing up, we're going to give you $5 to put toward any purchase of anything Planet Beach. You know, doesn't have to be today. It could be another time. You could save it, leave it in your back pocket for a rainy day, or, you know, if they just in general want to utilize that towards their membership or their 1 month or whatever they are going to end up buying, that you will buy back from them, hopefully. So you see here, and then I have the following week on there just so you can get a little snapshot view, but this calendar is available in the May folder, and this is really exciting, you guys. So I did enhance the Mother's Day marketing guide with the updated artwork to showcase that it is just the 3 for $30 certificates, no bundle verbiage. So we're not going to do that original idea of following the holiday bundle idea when they get the $30 for 3 services, getting that gift set with it. We're just going to stick with 3 services for $30. It's inexpensive enough for you to be able to utilize your upselling opportunities by asking how many do you want, because everybody's got grandmothers, godmothers, stepmothers. They have kids who have those. So there is a price point that low with a value of $117 for a reason. So use that in your marketing. It's very critical that you do so by telling people this is a $117 value you're getting for 30 bucks. That's like, whoa, I'm going to go ahead and knock everybody out with this and just do this in a one-stop shop. As you see here on your screen, we have the coloring cards available, readily made. And for those of you who had come across obstacles with customizing these, you can always pull this up in your photo editor, whatever is already installed to your existing computer devices, whatever you guys have there. Everyone comes with a generic one, whether it's photo editor, pic collage editor, whatever. Pull it up in that app on your desktop, and you would just insert a text where it asks for you to customize your phone number and address. You just insert a text box and plug it in right there. So that is for you guys to take to the schools. You'll see in a second. You see on here all of the different advertising for Facebook advertising. You see the flyers, the posters, and then the actual certificate that you're giving away for people to give as the gift is the image in the top right corner, Mix and Match Any 3 Services, a gift for you. So that's exciting and fun. So we're going to go through a few different ideas on what to do with this. Use these materials, you guys, because they're super, super, super helpful. Read the marketing guide before you do anything with it, though. I can't express to you how much it has so much information and beneficial advice on how to market this campaign, as well as upselling tips on how to quadruple your success, your existing success that you see in selling these certificates as is. It talks about how here's advice on an exact script to use and training your staff. Like, say this every single time you're ringing one of these up, and you will get 2, 3, 4 sales versus 1. Read the marketing guide for a couple of different reasons, because it provides you with everything that you're going to need, and you won't have to wonder or come up with your own ideas that may or may not be as successful as what's already in there. So we definitely want to be sure that if you're going to spend the money to get this printed up, that it's super beneficial, and nothing else. Sell these remotely if you can. Like I mentioned, we should all be doing something for Cinco de Mayo this Thursday. It's a huge celebration, specifically in New Orleans, I know. But, us down here, we don't need another reason to have a party, right? We have a party for everything. But I'm sure in your areas you have something going on. But try to sell these along with getting names and numbers, so that way you can have opportunities to be getting sales out in the field. And you know what? I would highly recommend franchisees and spa directors out there, if you want to sell these for maybe $30, $35, $40, or maybe if you want to do something specific where you either up the price or you want to be kind and generous and offer your consultants the opportunity to keep $10 per one they sell, just so that you know that they're going to be incentivized to push them and post them to their pages. They'll be figuring out ways on how to do that. I always suggest that, just for increased opportunities to be successful in it. When you tell your consultants here, for every one that you sell, you get to keep $10 or $5 every time you sell one. That's huge, because right now, just for selling a session, they're not getting commission. So there's really no what's in it for me for them. However, if you tell me and I'm a consultant, hey, go to that, Mexican restaurant down the street, make sure that you go in there and see if you can get a B2B set up or something, a table, a booth. If not, have these, sell these to the employees, whatever the case might be. And just for doing that, for every one that you sell, you keep $5, $10, $6, $8, whatever you guys see fit. But that's always been very beneficial, specifically in the Arizona market that we have our locations, our top 10 locations in Arizona. They do this now. They basically do their own Groupons where they have the brochures that they're out in the field selling, and the consultants sell a ton of them because the franchisees out there let them keep half to 75% of the earnings, because the franchisee only cares about the buyback opportunity to increase their draft. So consider that as well. Here's something else, another little tip for you guys. Bring these to schools with the coloring cards that you will print up and customize and print up a ton of these. Bring them with them to schools and offer to give them however many that they want, because there's always an athletic team, a club, an organization that's raising money for something in every school. So if you allow them to sell those 3 for $30 certificates, but keep all of the funds from that for whatever they're trying to fundraise for, all you want to ask in return is for you guys to have your logo on everything that they do, whether it's a baseball team jersey or the softball fields where they have, the sponsors, logos, all the different businesses in the area. You can get a big logo out there. You can also, when there's fairs, festivals, or any kind of events happening at these schools, ask to have a booth there in return to where you don't have to pay for it because you already gave them something in return so that you can post up in those events that happen in your area. And obviously you can utilize that for enter to win opportunities and, make additional sales in the future. But you're setting yourself up and you're making a game plan for future success. And that is the true mindset of a top 10 spa. Last but not least, the most important part about all this Mother's Day campaigning, it's a buyback opportunity. That's the whole purpose. Yes, it's great for Memcash to drive some membership cash in because, here we are. We're at the beginning of the month. We're probably going to take a little bit to start going through a process of collections, and then we have payroll right around the corner. So yeah, Memcash is always good. However, everything that we have here is based around giving your consultants an opportunity to say, listen, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and buy that back from you because we don't want you to leave. We want you to be a member. You look amazing. I know you love the services. What do I need to do to hook you up? I can actually, even though you didn't pay for this, put this towards your EFT, your enrollment fee. And that will cut that price point down super low, or at least get you set up with a 3-month or more. Never buy back and put anything that you're buying back towards anything less than a 3-month paid in full. By the way, I just want to throw that in there because then it's not very beneficial for you. So here's your artwork. I'm so excited about it. We have 2 different artworks for your Cinco de Mayo celebrations marketing. This is mainly a retention tool as well as a prospecting tool. One of them says enter to win, but it's very basic, very generic for you guys to utilize by printing them up and bringing them to these promotions. That way, whatever it is that you're raffling off, whether it be a product bundle of every spa product or cash prize drawing, or maybe a membership, or maybe it's B2B, whatever it is, an iPad, an iPod, whatever. This is the artwork that you can utilize, and it's in Orion in the same folder under advertising and marketing, and then 2016 campaigns, and then in May folder. Then we also have the Celebrate Cinco de Mayo one day only. So everybody stopping in on this Thursday, just for stopping by, they're going to receive this. They're going to get spa bucks just for coming in. Even if it's just to use a service like I mentioned, utilize this and the free gift just for coming in today. Try a service. You might not be a member, but you know what? If I'm a consultant and you told me to post this to my Facebook, and I got friends that go, I'm not a member, I'm not a customer, I'm going to say, come in and use a free service, and just for stopping by, just in celebration and being fun, we're going to give you the $5 spa bucks just because it is the 5th of the month. So we just mentioned, just for stopping by, everybody receives the $5 spa bucks. We talked about setting your table up, using that artwork to be able to make your presence known at your booth or table or wherever they put you or allow you to go and sit at or stand around and walk around at. If they don't bite on, remember, when you're trying to set up a B2B, if you don't currently have one with a Mexican restaurant, offer free month membership for all the management or the owners, or maybe even the whole staff, depending on how large the staff is, just in exchange for you being posted up out there for a couple of hours. They'll see the benefit in that, and they'll probably pull some strings. If they don't bite on that, just offer other business partnership perks. There's a ton of other opportunities that you can throw out there that they can choose from, like, leave some vouchers or, free app cards or coupons in my lobby area. I can pick you as my business of the month, maybe, to highlight, and that way you're in the eyes, ears, and faces of everybody coming into my store. Remember to always remind them that you have a membership database of recurring members, of people that constantly come in all day. They love that. They see value in that. And then also telling them that they can come in on your map parties and not only provide some food, right, but come in and offer special, sell specific gift certificates or anything that they might want to sell or advertise and talk to people about on that day. But those are just to name a few different things. Your product of the week this week, you guys, is the melon candle. It's all natural aromatherapy candle. It provides all of the features and benefits on the artwork. If you want to go ahead and get that printed up, it's in the folder as well. That way you can have this posted up around the spa and letting people know this is an upselling opportunity, you guys. So get your staff well trained on saying, let's go ahead and get you set up with the product as well, because either way that you twist this, if you buy and purchase the 3 sessions for $30 and you maybe just get a candle, you can combine the two and make it one gift. Or you got 2 separate gifts because everybody has more than one specific type of mother out there to some extent, or that views as a mother, right? So this is something that's going to be beneficial in you training your team by saying, listen, let's go ahead and talk about this. Every single time they're selling a 3 services to mix and match for $30, have them very well trained to be able to ask them how many they want, because most members, and then this is in the guide, but I'm going to go ahead and run through this. How many do you want to get? Because most people that are coming in getting these are knocking out their, getting for all the mothers on their list, their stepmoms and their godmothers as well, and for their children and their grandmothers. So they're getting like 5, 6, or 7 of these at a time. And what's happening is, it's causing like all this propaganda. Everybody's hearing about it, and I'm running out of certificates. Always say you're running low, or there's a limited quantity, or something like that to actually promote them with a sense of urgency to get it right then and there. So you want to always say that. That's in the guide. So have them trained to do that and to follow up with, all right, so let's go ahead and get you set up with this. And also we have our melon candle. Go through the features and benefits. Talk to them about why this candle is amazing and what they can do with it, because they can win something from the doubloon in it. And then ask them if they want to go ahead and get that for their kids to give to somebody specifically. That's going to help you with increasing your chances of upselling opportunities. So really quick, your management reminders for the week are as follows, as usual. Collections. Now, guys, I can't stress this enough because too many of us waste too much time on chasing down everybody throughout the entire month. That is not how you become successful. That's not how you grow a Planet Beach. You have to stay strict and dedicated to a time management schedule. You've heard me say this before, but make it a personal note. If you have a calendar in front of you right now, if you have your phone in front of you where you can add a reminder or set things in your calendar, or just simply write it down, have your call 1, call 2, call 3, call 4, and all texts, emails, and letter follow-ups to those calls, the initial ones knocked out by the end of this week. Make it a goal for yourself. If you are the leader, if you are the person in charge of that spa, it's on your shoulders to knock these things out. So you are not only driving in your collections and you're getting your draft and you're bringing that net EFT up with the money that's owed to you, but you're knocking this out this week, because what I would like to see from all of you is week 2, 3, and 4 all booming with growth, because we need to prepare ourselves, folks, for the dreaded time of year. We don't want to get caught last minute with our guards down going, well, what are we supposed to do? People just keep canceling. It's not my fault. No, it is, because you didn't prepare for it. So with that said, we need to be sure the rest of May, while we still have that little bit of increased traffic on its own, we need to take advantage of that and capitalize on it, duplicate the success of every opportunity, upsell, and like I mentioned in the beginning of this entire call, not be lazy. We have no room for failure here, because everybody is a cost in that spa. Keep that in mind. Everybody is a cost, and if they cannot cover it, then it's time that you cut their hours and start working for them. And then while you're starting to replace them and looking for someone to replace them, right? So all of this tying into it, have a personal goal set by Friday. You're going to get call 1, call 2, call 3, call 4, because many of you ran your draft this morning. And if you haven't already, made your calls and sent your text messages after every single voicemail you left, not text, emails. You should follow up with that each and every time. If you've not done that already, shame on you. So get to it. We don't have a lot of time. Have your to-do list created like we just mentioned. Share it in your Google Drive with your franchisee or your spa director, whatever the case might be. If you're putting somebody on these tasks, you want to see in real time if they're doing it, and that could be your accountability tool. So create something like that where you can see it in real time when they're updating, if they already did their calls, if they didn't necessarily do the emails yet because they're still getting through their calls, but they're on the Monday motivation call. So these are the things that you need to know in order to say, especially if you're a franchisee or a spa director not in the spa right now, for you to say, well, this is why we're always ending the month like $80 below goal, and it drives me nuts, right? So this can help you with maintaining accountability and saying, stop worrying about those things, get on this call, or do this or do that. That'll be helpful for you guys to stay on track. The obvious, set your May goals. If you've not done so already, shame on you. Should have did it last week, but This is a reminder for all of you, especially for newbies on the call. But set your May goals in the spot intel for your individual goals. They will automatically compute whenever you plug in the employee work schedule as well. That's good for being able to distinguish individual goals based on what the spa goal reads in that dashboard on the main page. But it's also good for your red appointment booking. That way you can track your red appointments and they'll actually count, because you want to see your name in that number for the next update call, right? As your top 20 stores that could win the cruise. Have this done by close of business today. Like, no exceptions. Plan your accountability meeting with your spa director, or vice versa. Spa director, reach out to your franchisee for your accountability meeting. I know what you're thinking. Why would I want to be held accountable? Who would ever be like, hey, hold my feet to the fire, unless you're actually born and you were created an eagle at birth. But the opportunity to talk to your franchisee about the things that are not in your control that's holding you back from making money, this is that platform. So you can prepare for it in May and possibly get this fixed. So whether or not you're a franchisee or a spa director, whoever the one is that may or may not be the one that's easiest to get a hold of, easiest to sit down for an hour or at least at a coffee shop somewhere with your binder to go through your SWOT, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats from April and for upcoming May. However you do it, chase them down, but schedule it. Solidify a date for this meeting to be either today, tomorrow, or the next day at most, at latest. You don't want to meet after Wednesday, because you need to schedule the next meeting with the entire team. And we have agendas for this, guys. You don't have to come up with what to talk about. You don't have to go, oh man, I forgot to talk about this. Those agendas are all in the franchisee files and management files within Orion in the Spa Performance folder. So you can access these example templates to follow, and I promise you, you will not miss a beat, because it's got everything you need on there. So before we wrap up, some of the exciting different things that are aside from Mother's Day that we do have going on for the month of May, if you haven't seen so already in the folder, is we have these different campaigns that are happening. Our member appreciation party, we have it with, kick off your Memorial Day weekend, look great for your weekend events, basically is how we're going to try to drive in some people for our member appreciation party, which happens to be Thursday before Memorial Day weekend, where there's 3-day weekends for many of us out there, and people are looking to find a place where they can go and look good, feel good. What better way to capitalize off of that other than Member Appreciation Day? So you see that the Memorial Day Madness is buy one BOGO on a spray tan. That's awesome for people that are looking to have an event for Memorial Day that they're going to, that they want to last all weekend long. We have our Cinco de Mayo, like you see on here, our Mother's Day, and our Gift a Grad. I know you see the Gift a Grad purchase a $75 gift certificate for only $50. Basically, you guys, nutshell, what that is Black Friday, same special. The same way that we said buy a $50 gift certificate, receive $25 for free, or $100 and receive $25 bonus when you purchase a gift card on Black Friday, is the same for graduates, because that's going to be huge this month. But our focus this week is not to get ahead of ourselves. Don't start marketing for Memorial Day. Don't start marketing for graduates just yet. Maybe a little bit on the graduates, but we really want to keep our focus on Cinco de Mayo and Mother's Day, as that is the 5th and the 8th. And we won't have a Monday motivation call until after both of those are done. So our focus has got to be shifted on collections, getting all those knocked out, those initial calls. That way for the next week 2, 3, and 4, on each of the rest of the weeks for May, we only dedicate maybe an hour or 2 a week on following up with anybody left in collections, and not, an hour to 2 hours taken away from growth opportunity, because time is money. Time in those 4 walls is super, super, super critical and crucial to your budget. So it's important that we stay on track with that. Everything's got to be focused on one thing at a time and capitalize on it while it's here. Now let's go out there, you guys, and own this week, own this month, get a plan together. Remember, step 1, collections, get a plan together for that. Step 2, have both meetings scheduled by close of business today. So get your team to agree which day on Friday, Saturday do you guys want to come in after hours. Don't do it while you're open. That is silly. To have our staff meeting so we can go through previous month performance and a game plan for May to talk about these exciting campaigns that we're going to be having and utilizing. And then lastly, you're going to put your focus on setting up a booth or table at your nearby Cinco de Mayo events in the area, whether it's at a restaurant, a bar, wherever. Google it on your city calendar that's online somewhere. You'll be able to find it if you don't know or if you're not aware. And also look on Facebook, ask people, post to the Facebook page, what's everybody doing for Cinco de Mayo, and get their feedback and see what your members say. Get their feedback, post it on your personal pages and find out where everybody's going to be at, because there might be more than one place. Specifically in New Orleans, there's 3 different places that I'm going to have to hit up on Thursday night, and I don't even know how I'm going to be able to do it, but you just know that there's not just one or the other. You can split them up. Send one consultant to one, send one to the other. If it means you got to work a double, suck it up. Because this is lead generation to plan for tomorrow, because every single day that's passing by as of today, this traffic that is automatically walking in on their own will slow down slower and slower and slower, and then the next thing you know, we're in June and July with our hands in the air going, how the heck am I going to sell to nobody? So that's what these things are for, keeping people in your back pocket to market to later and get sales for in the future. All right, you guys, thanks for hanging in with me. I am so excited that I did not cross into 45 minutes. These usually are the longest calls just because it's the first of the month, so we have all this information to share with you. If you need anything from us, spaperformance@planetbeach.com is the email address. Reach out, ask away. And as always, folks, don't forget to be awesome. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.